Hi.
Alright, hello guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're brand new here, my name is Nikki and this is my book nook. Y'all, I am so excited today because we are talking about Icebreaker by Hannah Grace. I would say that this book started popping up on my social media a little over a month ago. It's like I saw one or two people post it and obviously I was immediately intrigued. I was like, okay, hockey player on the cover. Honestly, that's all it would have taken to sell me, but then I see there's a little figure skater, just the title. I found out through little snippets I would see that it was an enemies to lovers, little angsty moment. So I was beyond sold, but then I swear I held off for like a week on reading it and then suddenly it was all over my timeline. It was all over my TikTok. It was all anybody was talking about. It absolutely blew up and I just knew I had to read it. And I'm just here to say right off the bat, I'm so glad that I did because it did not disappoint. And I'm so excited to dive deeper into this book with you guys today and give you all my thoughts. But I'm gonna do something a little bit different today and I think it's going to be really fun. I'm going to do my usual little spoiler-free brief, I say brief, but is it ever brief with me? Not really. Synopsis right here in the beginning. I'm just gonna generally tell you what this book is about. So if you haven't read it, you can decide if you want to read it, which I'm just gonna tell you, like, you're gonna wanna read it, but we'll talk about it anyways. And then after that, I'm actually going to bring my friend Hailey in here so that we can talk about it some more. If you've been watching me for a while, especially if you've been watching my vlogs, you probably know who my friend Hailey is. She is not a reader. She has never been a reader the entire time that I've known her, but over the last year, I'm not gonna take full responsibility, but like, I'm gonna take a little bit. She's slowly gotten into reading. She's read a couple of books here and there. She recently purchased a Kindle. Very proud of her. But she actually read this book as well. And I know she's going to say this herself, so I'll just say it now. She actually read it before me. Like, she started reading this because it's on Kindle Unlimited. And she's like, have you read Icebreaker by Hannah Grace? And I'm like, okay, no, not yet, but I'm going to. Like, how are you reading this book before I'm reading it? So she started reading it and then she flew through it so fast, which like, that's a big deal. For her to read this book in a couple of days, I was like, this has to be so good. So she read it, I read it. We haven't really talked about it between us because we wanted to save it for this video. Like, I just knew, I thought this would be a fun little moment. We're gonna do a little like book club situation with full-blown spoilers, all of our thoughts. I think we're gonna do like our fan cast and then maybe predictions for what's to come in this series. I don't know, I think it'll be fun. It'll be a little bit different. I hope you guys enjoy it, but yeah, let's just get into it. So Icebreaker follows this boy named Nathan and this girl named Anastasia. They are both athletes at this college right outside of LA called University of California, Maple Hills. Nathan is actually the captain of the hockey team. He is a senior. He is already signed to go into the NHL once he graduates. Like, he is very much the star of the hockey team. Everybody knows who he is. And at his core, he's really just like a golden retriever ball of sunshine. And that is basically the polar opposite of Anastasia and who she is and her situation. She is a figure skater and she actually got a full ride scholarship to go to this college to be a figure skater. She is on her way to hopefully go to the Olympics. Like, it is her entire life. It is her entire goal, her entire mindset. She follows a very strict schedule, lives by a planner, like doesn't have time for any sort of distractions. Basically just like the opposite of Nathan. And these two have never crossed paths before, but now they are basically forced to because essentially something went wrong, mistakes were made. There has been a situation with the boys' hockey rink and it is not usable anymore. So now the hockey team and the figure skating team at this college are forced to share ice time. And that does not make anybody happy, but it especially doesn't make Anastasia happy because she is in the process of training for like upcoming regionals and further competitions that are going to get her all the way to the Olympics. It is everything she has prepared for. Like, she's very strict about her time, about her schedule. She needs a lot of time to practice. And so now with the two of them having to share the rink, it's not a good situation for anybody. And right away, when they're in this big meeting with like the athletics department, Nathan spots Anastasia. He can tell she's not happy about this situation, and him being, again, the golden retriever that he is like, okay, I'm gonna go and apologize. I'm gonna tell her like, we'll work this out. It'll be okay. And he goes to do that, but Anastasia does not have any interest in hearing him out. He's like, this would all be better if we could just be friends. Like, I'm really sorry. This situation isn't ideal, but we'll work it out. Ha ha ha. She's like, sorry, who are you? Like, that kind of situation. She is just like, bad bitch, unfazed, doesn't care about this hockey boy that everybody is obsessed with, doesn't care to hear him out. She's just pissed that she doesn't have her rink now and that she's gonna have to adjust her schedule. And so that is essentially how Anastasia and Nathan meet one another. And then from there, their paths are gonna like inevitably end up crossing multiple times over and over because they are sharing the rink. So they're gonna see each other like while one practice is finishing, another is starting. Also just in other ways, their lives get intertwined. They see each other at parties and out and about. And now that they know each other, they can't like avoid each other. And it is quite the fun little angsty moment between the two of them. Like Anastasia is as cold as ice and Nathan is not fazed by it whatsoever. So that is kind of like the main plot of this story, but there's a lot going on with it as well. Nathan lives in a house with a lot of his other teammates, so there's just a lot of characters, a lot going on with them. Very cute, very funny. I love all of their relationships, all their individual little personalities. And then when it comes to Anastasia, she actually skates in a pair. She is partnered with this boy named Aaron, and they are a pairs group, and her entire career, you know, it focuses on her, but she can't really do it without him, and they do not get along the best all the time. Like, they are best friends because they are partners, and they do actually live together with their other friend named Lola, and you know, they've learned to work with one another, but they have a very hard time. Aaron is very strict. He's very hard on Anastasia. He expects a lot from her. He's just like kind of horrible, but she knows how to put up with him. She's got a spine of her own, but that is like a whole other side to this drama, because let's just say like Aaron isn't exactly thrilled about this entire situation and about Anastasia sort of getting involved and allowing Nathan to even enter her stratosphere. He's very, I almost said protective, but that's not the right word. He's very possessive over her, I would say, and over her time and over what she does, and you know, making sure that she's always putting skating first and their relationship as a pairs team first. And so yeah, that is pretty much like the gist of this book. I'm not gonna say anything else because I want to go ahead and bring Hailey in and I'll just like talk about everything with her. But yeah, it was very good. It was very good. And now we're gonna go to the spoilers part. So if you haven't read it yet and you don't want spoilers, click out now. Here's your official warning. Let's go. Hello. Oh, sorry, start over. We're not starting. So this is what it's like being on YouTube, okay? Book club time. This feels so weird. We haven't done like a sit down video, but I'm so excited. I
feel like I'm on Oprah right now.
You basically are. I mean, that's
basically.
What this is.
Where's my free stuff?
Is both of our peaks, so
free car.
Nothing for you. Here you go. Absolutely not. If you do that. Hi guys. This is Hailey. You all know who she is already. Yeah. I mean, like, let's be honest. But I've already given them the brief, like, spoiler-free synopsis, so we're just literally gonna say our thoughts at this point with spoilers. Everything is on the table.
Right.
Would you like to start us off about what you just generally thought? There's no reference into this.
Let's just, like, give a little background here.
Right. I'm so proud of this moment.
That can be the little thumbnail, everybody.
Oh
okay,
my gosh.
So here's the dealio. If you know, I don't read.
Right.
Right.
I gave them a little bit of a preface on
okay. Yeah. My necklace is backwards. That's embarrassing.
Canceled.
No one look. No one look at me. Yeah. So then I don't know why, you know, I was on TikTok. This girl was like, this book just like 0 to 60 gets really good. And so I was like, that's what I need, because a lot of times I'll start reading and I'm like one page in and I'm like,
over it.
You haven't captured me, so I'm leaving.
No, I get it.
So I was like, I'll give it a shot. Also, because hockey.
Oh my god, we're so done. Little outfit change.
Yeah,
because we're extra, and we're going to a hockey game after this. So
what else would we be doing?
Yeah. No, I saw TikToks too. There was like, this book has literal crack in it, and that is very true. There are multiple books I've tried to recommend to her, and she gets like 30 pages in, and she's like, not feeling it. And like, you gotta push through. And she's like, I can't. I'm not like calling you out.
No,
I'm just saying, like,
just like as a sidebar, that's really funny. When I was like, I couldn't get into the love hypothesis, which is now been read, and I read
Everyone watching is like gasping.
I know, okay. Remember when I was like, well, I started reading it, and you were like, what, did you get 30 pages in?
Yeah.
I went on my, I got
like 4 pages.
No, it was
like they were talking about science. I was over it.
It was the first page. It was the first freaking page. And because I opened my
like,
Kindle because I was like, I'm gonna give it another try. Literally the first page. So like that's a little synopsis on Hailey.
Right.
Big fan of this book. Something that I found to be overwhelming was like the amount of characters and how we described all of them in the first 5 minutes of the book. And I was just like,
which come to find out later on, we definitely missed a lot of details here and there.
Because, you know, we can talk about that now or later, but like we were just kind of discussing some of the characters, and Nikki was like, this guy was in a wheelchair?
I like did not know he was in a wheelchair the entire book until
and
we were like 250 pages in, and I was like,
she said, you said, wow, that makes a lot of sense why Lola is sitting in his lap so much. And I'm like,
I completely missed that part.
There's so many things about like the house is ADA compliant, like all of this.
I only heard that like in the final, whatever, it doesn't matter. But like, okay, that is one thing for me too. I don't love when there's like a ton of characters in a book. A lot of times I get like overwhelmed, it's too much. But I feel like it was okay with this. Like after a while you started to pick up, and it was all like light and fun, and it wasn't I feel like in a book where it's like super serious, where it's like a fantasy book and it's like, okay, I have to know every single thing going on, every single person, or you're lost. It wasn't like that at all. Like it was fine to figure it out as you went along, even if it was like in the last 50 pages, but it's fine.
For books like this, no shade, I just like make them up in my brain more along the lines of like their vibe and everything like that, because I was just like making stuff up, pulling stuff out the wazoo. And we were talking about it, and you'd be like, that person has black hair, and I'm like, no, they're blonde.
She's like, what?
They're blonde.
No, I feel that, but also I kind of like, I don't mind it because I can tell that like Hannah Grace, we're on a first name basis, I can tell she was very much trying to build like a cast of characters, because we can tell that this is like a series. So I think that as it goes on,
series on the front,
on the front. So I feel like we are going to continue to see more of these characters. So it made sense that it's like overwhelming at first, but I feel like by book 2, book 3, whatever, it will be completely fine. But yeah, it was cute. I didn't mind it really that much.
I felt like there were a lot of like random things that happened in this book that I was just like, oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what we're doing now.
We're falling through the ice. We are
falling through the ice,
like,
no, it was
the whole attack thing, like, was a sham. And like, obviously we knew it was a sham, but that like, now
about Aaron's thing?
Yeah. And then it's like,
honestly, I was a dumbass. Like I knew there was something fishy about that, but I was just like, we'll come back to that. And then when it was like revealed at the end, I was like, ah! I mean, we already hated him, but I was kind of silly and I just let that like sit over here in my brain.
Also, I felt like Stassi, we're on that basis right now. Like so many male figures in her life, like I'm personally overwhelmed. Like you have one other friend that's a girl, and then you're literally living in
a house with like a whole
frat
team.
house.
You're like friends with the captain of the basketball team,
that you
friends with benefits.
Sometimes but it's also just like besties with you, and it's like get it, go get that hockey boy.
I was a little confused with that whole situation, because I was like, okay, they're like friends with benefits, like they're fuck buddies, sorry mom and dad, but then it was like, we're best friends and we're gonna be in each other's lives. Like that was not the vibe I initially got from them. Like I just thought they were like hooking up, and then it's like, Ryan's my best friend and he's gonna be here forever, and we're just gonna like have sleepovers and hang out and like watch movies, and you have to be okay with it. Like it was just, and then not what I was thinking originally, but
because I was like, is he gonna be the love interest? Like, but I'm confused because
I thought it was gonna be like a mega love triangle with them too. Like I didn't know, because I thought we were gonna be in for a love trapezoid, perhaps.
Because I was like,
Aaron and Nathan.
I was for sure in my mind like Aaron is like secretly in love with her, and like not telling her, and that's why he was being like a little elementary school boy that's like, oh, I hate you, want to make out. That was like what I thought was gonna be happening. And then with the basketball player, I'm just like, they were like all over each other in public. So I'm like, if
Yeah.
you're just like casual,
Yeah.
I don't know. Couldn't be me, so I wouldn't know. But
okay, so I just like want to say, the first 100 pages of this book had me in a freaking chokehold. Like I couldn't put it down. I read it in one sitting. We meet Nathan, and he's very like sunshine, golden retriever, butterflies, rainbows, like perfect little angel, hucky boy, captain, whatever. Perfect boy. And then it's like Anastasia's all grumpy, and it's like, okay, I loved the vibe that was going on there. I loved the angst between them. And so like the first 100 or so pages, I was like so into it. But then I felt like, okay, we got to the whole moment where it's like the get down on your knees and beg sort of situation, which will be living in my head rent-free for the next 6 to 8 months. No complaints there, just saying. But it's like, okay, I thought that was gonna be the first little moment, and I was totally fine with that. But then I thought things happened so fast, and I just like hated how quickly the tension was broken. Like I loved how like much they were butting heads in the beginning, and I just would have preferred if that drug out a little bit longer. Like I really liked it. I loved all their little back and forth. The banter did continue, like when she showed up wearing was it JJ's jersey instead of his, and he's like, I'm gonna rip that off your body. All of that was great, but it just felt like it was so weird because it was like Anastasia's whole character that's like, it was that she's a commitment phobe, and she's like not okay with dating, and she's too busy today, and she has no interest in Nathan, and like that was so heavily like talked about in the beginning, and then it was like 5 minutes later they're just like together.
Right.
Like,
and then they're like, let's pretend
away.
like we're married, was essentially
let's
like
play house. That was like 150 pages in or something.
And then while we're still playing house, she's like, but it's not serious though, like I don't think this is a thing, like blah blah blah. I'm like,
which
that whole trope,
you're annoyed, but I'm kind of like, okay, loved that.
No, that whole trope like makes me mad. And like I was just reading Love on the Brain and Love Hypothesis, and they're all like, I don't know if he likes me, but we're married, like equivalent. And I'm just like,
I get it. No, it's totally annoying, but it's like, I like the slow burn. I like it to be dragged out. So those like, I kind of got like, it's not like I didn't like any part of it, but I just found myself flying through the very beginning, and then the middle, I felt like there was just kind of a lull, because I was like, oh, we're just like dating now? Like what happened to your like commitment phobia? Like you went from like, no, we're not gonna be together, to like, I love you in like 5 seconds. And I was waiting, because they were so angsty and like bantering in the beginning. Like I wanted the scene where Nathan just like shook her and was like, stop being an idiot. You know you love me, stupid, beautiful girl. Smacked her in the face. Not quite that, but you know what I'm saying? Like I was waiting for that, but it just was so like fluffy and comfy, which like isn't a bad thing. But yeah, I just wish it was like a little more of a slow burn. Like there was a full on penetration a little earlier than I prefer, and I would have liked if we had to wait for that.
I also, one of the things that I really liked about this book was like the whole aspect where they really talked about mental health a lot. And I thought she did such a good job of talking about that. And like also the fact that she essentially had an eating disorder and like didn't even know, and like just the way the people around her reacted, I thought was so cool. And like the way that that she shed light on that was like really,
and her realizing that she had been like controlled for so long by herself, and also like people around her. And no, I totally agree. I think all that talk was great. She's definitely much better at talking about her feelings than I was reading this, like, wow, there's such good like communication in her and Nathan's
like
relationship.
There were some very healthy aspects of their
it was
relationship.
So healthy. That's what I feel like. It's like we all have like our book boyfriends, and they're like, the like broody, grumpy, touch her and you die, like mafia kings, whatever, where we're like book boyfriend, like love them. But like Nathan's like the book boyfriend we should like actually be striving for. Like he's like perfection. Like he was so perfect and so sweet and everything.
While I just said we stand mental health, I'm not like saying that I am here for violence, but when that man came in and just BAH!
I got so heated during that part whenever like after Aaron freaking kissed her. I was reading it so fast that I missed that initially, that he hit him, and I know that's crazy, but it happened very fast. And I was like scanning, and then I got to whenever they were like sitting in front of the camera, and she had like, her face was swollen, and then her eyes were red, and then it was like, and Aaron's face is swollen, and I was like, wait, what? And I had to like go back, and I was like, oh my god, Nathan.
I literally went,
like, I knew he yelled and he was pissed, but I just missed the like punch, and so like
I was like, Aaron's character was like the most annoying thing. Like, he's literally nails on a chalkboard as a human being.
That is so accurate. Like, that is the perfect description.
Sorry.
He was awful.
But like, I don't know. I don't think he's gonna be in the second book because now he goes to UCLA.
Yeah.
And like, I'm just curious about the second book, like what time period it's gonna happen. Cause you know, at the end of the book, we flash forward. So I'm like, what's a sitch? Like, we're gonna go back and talk about like Henry or like, that's who I think it's gonna be about personally.
Yeah, I feel like, and she hasn't read the Off-Campus series yet, that is coming next, but this book and like The Deal very much have a lot of similarities, and all the books in the Off-Campus series do have like flash forwards and you see ahead of time, but then the next book just goes back to like the same timeline. So I think that's what's gonna happen, and I agree too. I feel like it could be about Henry, but also Hannah, whatever, kept mentioning Henry and Russ at the end. There were a couple of like very specific mentions of them, or very deliberate mentions of them, and how like Henry and Russ are friends now. That's weird. Like, what's like, who's, so I almost feel like it could be about Russ. Like, I don't know, I feel like sometimes the flow of these series is like, the second book is not about the most obvious person you think it's gonna be about.
Right.
And also because like, I mean, it loved Henry, who was just like such a sweet little baby in this book, but Nathan was so like sunshiny, sweet boy that I would not mind book 2 being about like not as sweet as a boy, just to like switch it up a little bit. And like we said, there were a lot of characters I don't like totally remember who Russ is. Like, he kept getting mentioned at the end, and I was like, I don't just like
me right now, like,
she's like, no, who are you talking about?
I don't Google this man.
I'm like, I don't even remember exactly what part he played, so I wouldn't mind being like kind of reintroduced or introduced to him. And then I feel like we'll have Henry for a minute because he's gonna be a junior the next year. That's what they said. Henry's gonna be the new captain. And then, are you literally trying to Google her?
Yes, I'm like, literally someone said Icebreaker, Hannah Grace, who is Russ?
The top Google.
We found a TikTok.
Okay, so it's not just us.
Okay.
But yeah, I hope it's about him, and then I hope we see Henry then like in his senior year as captain, like being badass. But also, I definitely think there's gonna be a book about Ryan. I just feel that, the fuck buddy from the beginning.
Right.
She's like, who?
I'm like, the basketball player.
No, the basketball player.
I'm terrible with names in real life as well, so I don't know what we expected from me.
Because it's called like the UCMH series, and it's not like the hockey which I guess, whatever, that doesn't necessarily
I agree.
But there were just so many characters mentioned in this book, like Lola's friends from like the theater department, and then like the basketball team. And so I think that Ryan could possibly have a book. I feel like he was very much like touched on, and his whole thing with whoever that other girl was that he was dating for 5 seconds and thought he really liked.
Star of the theater.
Yeah, and then they like broke up. So possibility for something there, but I'm not sure. My money's on Russ for the next book.
Also, this is like so random, but whenever they would like go out, first of all, we went to college at Texas A&M University. Whoop. I don't have my ring on.
Oh, you loser!
I told you I know.
I thought you. Okay.
Okay, I'm slandering myself. Anyways, also it's ring day.
Oh, woo! Gigs. Congrats to the Aggies that aren't watching this.
Yeah, cute. Anyways,
so overall, just like final thoughts, and then we'll do our little fan cast. This is something we've been so annoying, like keeping this from each other for the past week. Like, we've been wanting to say who we picture as the characters. So I'm very excited to talk about this, but just like overall final thoughts. I mean, you loved it, right?
Yeah, I really did. I thought it was such a great book. All the characters were really cute. I like that they all had their like own thing going on. I didn't feel like, you know, there were obviously some of the hockey players where it was like, you're interchangeable in my brain right now.
Right, for sure.
But like a lot of them have their own thing. Like one of them she cooks with. The other one is dating her best friend. Yeah. The other one
and apparently
is
in a wheelchair.
You know, all of these people. And I think it was super cool that they weren't just there being like, good job, bro.
Yeah, they weren't just like annoying, and they were all so sweet, and I loved how much they loved her and how like protective they were of her. Like I very much liked the like vibe of this house. First, not to keep bringing up Off Campus, but I can't like not compare it because they're really so similar. But this vibe, like I 100% think that this book is a way better Off Campus, which is like a big statement. But I just think it's written so much better, and I'm like not sure I'm willing to say that like Nate is like over Garrett Graham because that's like kind of blasphemous for me to say, but like they're on equal footing at this point. I would say like they were really so amazing. I would give it like I don't know, it's like those middle 200 pages, it's not quite like full-blown 5 stars for me, but it's a solid 4.5. I absolutely loved it. I think it's really good for winter if you like a hockey romance, like 1000%. I've read a lot of hockey romances. I've attempted a lot of them. 95% of them are unfortunately awful and unreadable in my experience. So if you loved Off Campus, you're looking for something else, like obviously read this. Read it during winter. It's very cute. And it was very fun.
I mean, as someone that hasn't read too many books,
not too many,
I did give her 5 stars. The only other book that I have on my Goodreads that I gave 5 stars is When Fae Breaks by Nikki Wet, out now.
You were just too sweet and kind. Oh my gosh. Yeah, if I was on Goodreads, I've kind of gotten off Goodreads, guys. You might have noticed. I just like I can't. But I would give it 5 stars on Goodreads. Right. It's just like, I am psychotic when it comes to my 5 stars, and it's like, I love this book. It's definitely gonna be like a comfy book. Like, I think I will reread it probably next winter. But yeah, I'm not like knocking it at all. It's just like, I'm very critical, and it has to be absolutely perfect, like mind-blowing, like kill me, knock me out, slit my throat to be 5 stars. That being said, absolutely loved it.
Right.
I want to talk now about who we picture as the characters, and we have photos prepared. And I just want to say, we're so annoying, and we both, I feel like, know each other so well. We already guessed who the other person was gonna picture as Nathan, so like, let's just get that out of the way. Would you like to? Okay.
Oh, okay.
I can go first. Honestly, I don't feel like I have a perfect image of him. It's hard to find someone who like fits the physical features, but also fits the personality, because I feel like Nathan has such a like specific personality. So you're gonna see what I mean when I say who. But I mean, Mr. Jacob Elordi, like, tell me that couldn't be him. I'm gonna swipe through a few pictures. I have selections. Hold on.
Okay.
I'm sorry. When I saw this picture,
right,
like the scene when he was in the suit and she was like losing her mind about how hot he was, that he was like in the suit, whatever that was.
When they went to dinner.
When they went to dinner and she was like, oh my god, you're so hot. Like, that's when she was a little tipsy and was like, oh, you're so hot. Like that is him to me.
Okay.
Here's him doing some studying.
Hot.
I can see it.
Love it.
Here's him at a party. I have all the situations. This is him at a party at the house after the game.
Oh my god.
A little brew in hand. I think that's a kombucha, but we're gonna say that it's a beer.
It's a Bruce.
It's a Bruce. Sure. It's a Bruce. I mean, look at that. He's a campus boy. This is them on a cutesy little date.
Right. Okay.
Boyfriend energy.
Wow, you have a lot of photos here.
Yeah, that's it. But
okay,
I had to cover all the bases. But
here's what I have to say about that.
Right.
Stature.
I thought you were just gonna say no.
Looks. Check.
Right.
Personality wise, like, I feel like he's like 75% of the way there, but he's not like golden retriever, like I will die for you energy.
It's hard. Jacob Elordi plays a complete asshole in like 95% of his roles.
Right.
So like, it's a little hard for me to not picture him as Nate
like,
Jacobs.
I can't go off of the kissing booth.
Well, I'm thinking like Euphoria, like worst thing ever.
I haven't seen that, so but like, if that's what I have in my mind, I'm just like,
horrible human being.
You're like,
but so hot.
We should date, and like that's I'm just like,
hard to see it. I get it.
What are you giving us?
Right.
What are you giving us?
Right.
A brick wall.
A hot brick wall.
So if we were to combine our people,
so perfect.
So perfect. Okay, y'all. Okay, if you know us, you know we love. I'm so sorry.
Oh my god, where did that come from?
Okay, let's not pretend like I don't sing
every other sentence I know. Yeah.
Okay, we love.
That's the first picture.
Okay, calm down. Please hold. Okay, we love Julie and the Phantoms. Is what we're trying to say. So when I was like, first of all, I pitched the idea that I should be in this video, so insert me here.
Yeah, she was.
It was like slightly a joke, but I was like, this is one of the first books that I've read. Like, it could be kind of fun.
Yeah.
To have a perspective of someone who is illiterate. No, I'm just kidding. Sorry.
No, I love it. I love it.
But I was like, we should do. I didn't know it was called a fan cast, but I was like, we should do this, because this is who I had in mind. Freaking Charlie from Julie and the Phantoms.
So perfect.
He's so hot.
So hot.
B, his entire like golden retriever energy is like
literally insert
check.
from Julian
Also,
Hernandez, yeah.
he's from Canada.
Canada.
He plays hockey, like all of those things.
Can skate, needs no training.
Yeah. So my thought is like, if we were to make this into a film, we can cast him, and then we can cast a girl that's like super short.
Yeah, he's
and
like
then
5'7" on his best day ever. That's why it just like doesn't work. Like he's like a tiny little baby.
And
he's
then we
the
can,
perfect
like,
energy, his face,
right.
everything's great, but like
it just needs to be
work.
like knees up when we do the rest of the filming with the guys.
Like
and,
a
he
hybrid
can
moment.
Stand on something.
Yeah.
Okay, but like, you know, just like around the house, like we're at the.
I don't know that that's my personal choice of
I know,
photo
but
for
like this photo is just giving. Okay,
right,
anyways.
no it is.
But
that's
like,
the one.
Him,
When she showed me this the other day, I was like, tell me that is not Nate Jacobs losing his
Right?
mind with like Stassi on his lap or something. Like I was like, that's him.
That's it. Okay, also
yeah. Them on their little vacay together.
Yep.
For sure.
Also
For sure.
him
Proof he can
skating.
skate. Yeah.
Love that.
No, I definitely.
Okay, well now that we're here,
She just spoiled something for me and I'm gonna pretend like I didn't see it.
do you know which character that is?
I have to know it. I'm appalled. Oh my god.
I literally can't breathe.
Okay. We'll circle back to that. Do you
I'm so sorry. You have to edit out
you guys
all of
will
my
see-
laughing.
No,
That's
absolutely
so
not.
bad.
You guys will see it in a second, so do not fret.
Okay.
That really got me, bro. That really.
I told you. Okay,
That
first of all, I've
really-
been saying like, my Aaron is going to end your life.
It just did. I think you just witnessed it firsthand. I'm literally gasping for it.
It's so good that it's bad. It's bad. And like, I will say this is my crush in this movie. Like, everyone is team X or team Y. I'm team Z.
I thought you meant Aaron, and I was like, we need to have a discussion.
No, absolutely not. I'm talking about the movie that this character is already in.
Right. No, I fully support that. I was a little caught off.
Oh,
That's
well,
all I'm saying.
I'll
circle
unwrap
back.
this
We'll
in a
circle
minute.
back. Do you have a choice for Stassi?
Yes, but I don't have photos.
Ah!
Like, I was being lazy, I
I'll
guess.
do all the work.
Yeah, sorry. But definitely the girl from Ice Princess is like the entire,
Right.
like, she just fits it so well.
No, that's
But
true.
also, you got mad at this, but I was thinking of like Mila Kunis in that 70s
People are
show.
Too old.
But
no,
no,
we're not
but
gonna
like
go with that
in
yet.
that 70s show,
Okay,
because
no,
like
in
she's
that 70s
young
show, yeah.
and like feisty, you know?
That you hadn't told me that one. Yes.
Like that whole thing, like that fit for me. I was trying to think of someone else. No one was sticking out to me, but you said that you have someone
I have
you
someone-
think is going to.
I don't think it's gonna like knock your socks off, but I
Okay.
think physically she's like perfect, and I'll show you. I have many photos once again.
I'll see. Okay.
And when you were like, she was trying to guess, like we were trying to do hints, and she was like, I have no idea who this person is. I promise you personally know her.
oh, I personally know.
It's Barbara Palvin.
Oh, I do personally know her. We're related. Just kidding.
We are personally related. No, we went on a trip to Boston last year, and we passed Dylan Sprouse and Barbara Palvin in
Right.
the Commons. Is that what it was?
Boston Commons.
We walked right
yeah.
past them. So
To be fair, if
close
you were
personal
to,
friends, I could probably reach out to her and make sure
Yeah.
she was casted in this movie. But like, this is exactly how I picture her. I mean, she's got the light brown hair and the blue eyes.
Right.
You seem to not agree.
I agree. I was just thinking in my brain, like, I only know of her because they're dating.
Right.
And like, if you were to just show me this picture and be like, what is this woman's name? I would be like,
Yeah. No, I get it. But like, I just think
Like-
Kristen.
I don't know.
I mean, it works. Like,
I mean,
she's giving
slay.
the energy. This is her on a casual day.
Absolutely.
Like going to class.
Okay,
that's our Stassi baby. Here, another cute little,
She kind of
on a
looks
cute
like
little lunch date.
Please don't come for me in the comments. She kind of looks like she could be in Pretty Little Liars. And like, that's what I kind of pictured in my brain, is like some little Pretty Little Liars galley gal in this story, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not saying she's like the full package. I don't even think she acts, but I just like, when I was trying to picture someone, she came to my mind and I was like, okay, that's the person, and that's what kind of stuck in my head.
I know we didn't cast anyone for Lola, but like sitting here
I have
thinking
no
about
concept
it.
of Lola. Like,
no, I don't
what she
either.
looks like.
I just feel like it would be someone from like Victoria's. I theater
Trina,
school.
it's giving Trina Vega.
Chicago!
And Robbie.
Oh my
I
gosh.
see it. No, I can see that. I just like,
Do not add that
it's
in
so
the-
powerful.
This video, you can't out me like that.
Chicago?
Chicago.
No, it's already in there. It's
Oh,
too late.
God.
Okay, well now that you exposed your freaking Aaron.
Okay, but I haven't.
Do you want to go first?
Told the people.
Or do you, okay. Yeah, you do it first.
Okay, so here we go. As I said, I have literally no concept, and I ran with this. This man could have purple hair, green skin, and I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know, because in my mind, Aaron is also, I don't even care what this man's real name is. I'm so sorry. That sounds so bad. What's his real name?
The Jackson Rathbone?
Okay. Immediately, he was the first person that I cast in my brain. That's why I said we should do this, because I was like, this is too good. Is literally
this
Jasper
was the photo that
from
popped up and
Twilight.
made me scream audibly.
You can't tell me, okay, he has the right figure. He's like,
I like get it, but that's just like not where my brain at all.
you're like, that's slander. And when I was saying that I was team Jasper, that's what I, like team Z, that's what I meant. Because like,
no,
everyone's team Edward, I'm not talking about dating Bella. I don't care.
Right.
Do what you want. It's all gonna play out. But like, in terms of who I would personally want, obviously Jasper.
I mean, I positively stan Jasper.
Chef's kiss.
I like, now that you're saying it, I can see it.
Like,
I just didn't expect that to pop up as we were swiping through photos.
I only needed 2 photos because that's all that mattered. You know.
No,
what's
that
happening.
could be him. Okay, I'm in the polar opposite avenue. So when it comes to Aaron, it's like I have like, I don't know why this person is exactly who I was picturing from the very first moment they introduced him, but then I have like a would be hot and fun kind of.
Okay.
So 2 options. If we can't get the hot and fun, it would be this guy. This man, I don't know his name. He's in Riverdale.
He is in Riverdale.
That is how I pictured Aaron.
Okay.
Like completely.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Like I can see him in the little sequin suit. I can see him getting an attitude.
Right.
I can see him being all like prissy rich boy, like running his mouth. Like that. That's just personally.
Oh, I could see that.
What I saw. He just kind of looks like an ice skater here, like giving off the energy of like badass little rich ice skater boy. But like, what would be?
I'm ready. I'm scared. Stop that right now. She has.
Look at this one. Look at this one.
She has
Timothée Kalamazoo. Come on.
Okay, first of all, I've never been a stan. Like everyone that thinks he's hot, I'm like, he
I'm not
looks
either.
like a 12-year-old Victorian sick child.
Right.
Like,
No,
what everyone else says. But I'm like, but I don't understand why you say that. And then you're also like, I would want him as my husband.
No, yeah, that's not me.
Like, I think he's a fabulous actor, but I'm like,
Fabulous
you are
actor.
a child.
No, he's a fabulous actor. I think he's got a very pretty face, like very pretty eyes, very nice hair. I'm not attracted to him in the slightest because I would frankly break him in half on accident the first night we spent together. But like, I think he could slay this role. Like,
absolutely.
If we had the budget, like he could kill this.
Right. If he's not busy doing
every other movie in Hollywood right now.
But in my mind, like this character definitely had curly hair. That's why
this is our middle ground between
Jasper, right?
So funny.
I
just figured he's an ice skater, so he has like slick back, like.
I mean, yeah, he would be giving the whole like, I am the best attitude, and I think he could serve that really well. That did make me laugh though, because I'm just like.
Not more than yours made me laugh.
No, then this whole cast would work. We have Charlie. We have another girl that has to be like so short.
Right.
Because Timmy's also like, he's not super
tiny-ish.
tall. We can have this whole cast and it would work because then everyone would be like height adjacent. Does that make sense?
Right.
Sure.
No, I
and
get
then it would all work out. But
nobody would have
Jasper should play Aaron. I will.
Can you imagine calling him back from wherever he is now? I think he lives in Texas now. He has like 5 kids, last I checked.
Okay.
He's like living his little family life. Like I don't even think he acts anymore. He's a little artsy boy. He wears a fedora everywhere.
Of course he wears a fedora.
Well, I would love to know what y'all think of all of this. If you agree or very much disagree with our fan cast, if you have any other ideas, your general thoughts on this book, if you loved it, if you hated it, if you wish there was a little more slow burn, if you thought the whole thing was butterflies and rainbows, all the thoughts, I'm here for it. If you have any other hockey book recommendations, please leave them in the comments. I will add them to my list and I will get to them promptly, because winter is coming, babes, and that means it is time for the hockey romances. I'm so ready.
Cheers to Jon Snow.
Cheers to Jon Snow and Tyler Sagan. Anyways, if we ever read another book at the same time, we might do this
I was like,
let us know if you guys liked this little moment that probably turned into a 35-minute video minimum, but I had fun. I thought it was a good time. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us today, and I will talk to you very soon. Bye. You knew I did the little peace sign?